Welcome in, everybody, to the Loud and Drunk podcast. This is producer Dan. I will be your Sherpa of shenanigans for the evening. But before we start the festivities, I would like to encourage you to subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss a single second of any episode that happened or is going to happen. Also, subscribe to us on social media. We are on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Loud and Drunk. That's Loud and Drunk. All right, I did my spiel. Let's get this going. Moses, how we doing?
I am a meat popsicle.
Wonderful. Mr. Justin, what are we drinking tonight?
Oh, right now I'm drinking a little bit of mystery gin and tonic, and I'm hoping it works out for me.
Yeah, it's probably pretty good. Yeah.
Do we have a fanciful name this week?
Well, Pete couldn't be here this week, so I am Alfonso Howard, and it is a pleasure to be here.
Wonderful. All right, gentlemen. This Tuesday was the State of the Union address. Joe Biden said, we're going to...
He's still president?
Yeah, he's still president, unfortunately. He said, we're going to finish the job so many times that if we were drinking during that, we're playing a drinking game, we would have been rushed to the hospital immediately after.
I like that all that W told us was that the mission was accomplished. I never even knew what the job was, but he just told me about our victories, and that felt good.
Yeah, but now we're going to finish it.
Yeah.
I literally almost didn't show up to work the next day. I was like, it's over, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I've been told.
Counting down the minutes, I think, yeah.
Commander-in-Chief, you know?
I felt good about it.
The
I didn't
doomsday
listen
clock
to
got
it,
moved
I
up
don't
a bit,
care,
right?
but, you know.
Well, I know. That's what's going to make this conversation very
I'm
interesting.
just glad that Joe is doing well. I'm just glad that he's doing it. He's the
doing
president.
something.
Yeah, he's doing
So,
stuff.
what are our thoughts on the... Did we watch it? What did you take from it? And we'll start with Justin here because this was your idea.
Yeah. So... largely, what I got was the job is finished, the job is finished, the job is finished, word salad, word salad, word salad, a bunch of minor details that don't really amount to anything, and my favorite parts were where we came into what I call the Hunger Games aspect of it, which you have what's her name? Marjorie Taylor Greene? Yes, with her beautiful white extravagant coat.
Oh, I missed the coat. That sounds awesome.
You missed a lot, my man.
Sounds like it, yeah.
As far as these, State of the Unions go, this was one of the most interesting ones.
I can see that.
Feedback from the crowd.
Well, I heard a little bit about that. There was like some Republicans teeing off or whatever, doing what they're doing.
Well,
like hecklers?
Yeah. That's what I read.
Yeah, I mean, essentially. But yeah, as Americans, I'm speaking for myself, my own perspective from this. We have, and listen, I find myself in the middle. So, like, basically, we got a puppeted Muppet corpse as a president right now.
A weekend of Bernie shit, yeah.
Yep.
Which is cool. I'm down with that.
I mean, listen, I always liked the movies.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
the 80s were cool.
Yeah. Nothing.
So is Biden.
That's a leap.
Right. And, like, on the opposite end, we're dealing in like extremes here. And it's like you have Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is so bombastically insane to me.
Yeah,
I mean,
the thrill.
She largely speaks to things I like. Like, listen, I'm a gun owner. I enjoy guns. I always will enjoy guns.
Yeah.
But like, maybe just because I haven't lived out there in the wild, wild west of the the country, that like I just don't fully understand.
But see, that's just it. She's trying to bring the Wild West to you.
Oh,
right?
maybe
So
she is.
yeah, you haven't been in the Wild Wild West because you don't have the opportunity to live there because you're being subjugated.
I just have to open myself to the seduction of it.
Exactly, yeah. And if we could just bring the Wild West to other people, then we're good.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm not opposed to her general thinking.
I have a
People should have
question.
guns. Children should have guns. Dogs should have guns. Everybody should just like get guns.
I'm new to this country, so who is she?
All right, where is she actually from? I always forget.
She is a representative out of the state of Georgia.
out of Georgia.
Yeah.
You know what?
This is nice.
Somehow-
I'm looking at this.
That's
I'm
not
looking at
west
the photo
at
of her
all.
right now. Wow, it's awesome with the thumbs down and everything. That's a fucking grandiose coat to wear to
Oh
something
yes,
like that.
yes. That's my inspiration when I was calling it like we're closing in on our
This guy in the background of the photo looks like he's trying to like be me slash
Yes,
like a Jewish Drake,
It's
which I
largely-
guess is like me.
Oh, I see what you're talking about with the Hunger
This
Games.
is the image of Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's wearing this super bombastic, very large white. Is it fur? I'm sure it's
Fake
some sort of
fur, real.
She's like a lazy
She's got a lot of money.
Cruella de
It's
Vil.
Probably real
real
fur.
fur.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's got a lot of money. It's a politician.
I
They're
mean,
not
she
wearing fake
wasn't.
fur.
She wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's so like he essentially like called out the Republicans and the most.
For wanting to end Social Security, of all things.
Yes. Yeah.
And they booed him loudly for
Oh
that.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So
No.
wait, I'm sorry. I just want to bring myself up to date here. He was accusing them of wanting to end Social Security.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not really a talking point for them, but everybody wants to end Social Security unless you get it. So, you know.
And all of them get it.
Well, they all get it. Yeah, absolutely. Despite being multimillionaires, you bet your ass they're getting about $2,500 a month from the government that they run. So it's a pretty nice little racket.
It's Social Security, so it's something, and I know Pete, you always understand this. Where I've always said I always go through my life
couldn't
just
make it
expecting
tonight, but fair
it not
enough,
to
yeah.
be there.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that you should cancel it or should not cancel it, but like I've always been under the understanding by the time I get to that age, I'm just not going to count on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it won't be worth anything because of these goddamn Democrats. $2,500 a month is just enough to buy a, I don't know, what do you got, like a
pizza?
8-ball? What do you got? No, a pizza.
I mean, you can
What do regular
pizza
people buy?
and maybe 2 bags of
Maybe a banana?
Fritos or something. I don't
I'll
know.
take that.
Fritos
Honestly,
are expensive.
Yes, they are very
weirdly
expensive.
expensive.
I would
for
trade
every other
any
chip.
amount of money right now for some Fritos.
But
Any amount.
and
Putting that out there.
And quite honestly, like I haven't been the best at always watching the State of the Union. Sometimes I just don't really give a fuck.
I never
You know what I
care.
mean?
If I
But,
didn't watch Trump's, I'm not going to watch this one.
Yeah,
Trump is the
and-
most interesting person. Biden's going to be boring by comparison, and none of them say anything good. So
That being said, I tried watching it once I found this was going to be a topic. And
When you were
I,
taking a shit.
yeah, and I lasted 5 minutes because he didn't even come out yet. It was like,
the shit lasted 5 minutes, or
no, the shit lasted longer because then I went to Candy Crush. But like waiting for Biden to come out, it was like, well, when's it going to happen?
Well, he's got to find his way to the stage. It
That's-
takes time.
yeah.
Which is, I think,
Was it
why
like a WWE kind of entrance?
it was
or?
kind of that long, but it wasn't that fun. Like
Yeah.
there weren't like fireworks and they
It's
didn't
never
dim
that
the lights
fun.
and
It's
shit.
fucking C-SPAN. There's no fun.
He wasn't holding a lantern to a 6-minute runway to the ring.
No, there was none of that.
Great. Like if it's
It
going to be
probably
show,
would have been a little bit better if he had some like ground clearance people with batons.
Yeah.
That would have been. That might
Roll
have
it
helped.
up a little bit.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah.
I mean, not for nothing. Like, this is America. Read your audience.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
everybody's kind of on the same page with that, you know? You don't
one-
have to love NASCAR.
The one beef I've had with the State of the Union,
Yeah.
pretty much every one that I've watched, it is very Stalin-esque. Like,
Oh,
as soon
yes.
as he's
Yeah.
not even done with a sentence, people are just applauding. I'm like, what the fuck? Let him finish the sentence. Stop applauding everything the man says. And
It's
and then they're
word
just like,
salad and then pomp and
yeah,
circumstance.
it's useless. It's essentially a political campaign rally
Yeah.
held in a state building.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely correct, and it's wild, and it's like I've watched a handful for like the past handful of presidents over like since essentially Bush Jr. on, at least that I can remember. I've watched at least one or two. But, like, it's wild. It's absolutely wild. And generally, whoever the fuck's in charge, it's word out. But this one's especially, like, just like, oh, boy, man.
He doesn't have like the moxie of the other ones. Whether that's good or bad, it's obviously like Trump could barely.
I mean,
put
his
a thought together,
expiration
but-
date was 30 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. The guy's 120 years old. What do you expect? Honestly, I wish I looked that good.
And it's not good. And he failed so many times, in trying to be president.
Yeah.
Got
But he finally
busted
got it.
ripping off,
He just
JFK speeches.
He just needed reality to catch up with him. He tried when he was against black people having rights, so he just shifted a little bit. And then little by little, he managed to hone in. Reality caught up to, and here we are.
Here we are,
And it
yeah.
all works out, exactly. And finally, for the first time ever, we were able to actually elect a rich old white man as president after decades of struggle. We did it.
Breaking
We did
through
it.
that glass ceiling. ceiling.
Absolutely,
Oh,
you know.
Man.
And now it's open for
Finally,
everyone.
representation.
It's a crystal
Yeah.
ceiling. It's a little more expensive than glass.
It's a little Swarovski
Yeah,
Moses,
but-
and you will
yeah.
respect it as such.
They don't want to pay for crystal. They just want that it's like,
Oh, yeah.
They don't
Oh,
want to
yeah.
put in through all the effort of breaking crystal.
But I mean, it is such a doldrum. Like, yes, I mean, what are we like? Essentially, 3 years past the
Yeah, 2024 is when he gets.
Well, yes,
weird
but
to us,
I'm talking of like the whole COVID rhetoric. It's like it's the COVID rhetoric was just so.
That's the anomaly of the time.
As you look at it now, from where we are now, it just seems so crazy.
Yeah.
It seems so crazy. Like in the early days, it was like everybody's dying.
Yeah.
Everybody's dying.
And now it's just casual.
And it's
Well, you
like,
got to keep the things going because they're like a political
and
football.
like,
so you
listen,
just
I'm
keep
not
it
a person that say like COVID's a fucking myth or anything. I had COVID, but it's like,
Well, it's like the student debt thing.
well,
they
yeah.
extended that, even though it
Yeah,
was generally
yeah,
acknowledged. Like
yeah.
we're not doing this for COVID reasons; it's just political reasons now.
I was personally upset that he didn't predict another winter of death.
Oh right, yeah.
Like, why'd he stop on the first one? He was wrong the first time, so let's just keep going until
Well,
he's
he
right.
stopped because on my blog, I've been talking about that winter of death. Yeah, absolutely. And you bet your ass, you're not going to be joking about it when it comes, Dan. February's around the corner. I don't give a shit that today is the 9th. I do not fucking care. It's coming for you.
And when the revolution comes, you will
Yeah,
not be
absolutely.
spared.
Yeah.
From season of love to the season of death.
Just like that. Yeah, life is all about balance, brother.
yeah, 100%.
That said, I want to say that I'm sorry that I missed it, but it was probably as boring as the rest of them. You know, if Trump couldn't make it entertaining, then like, how is Biden going to do that? That's
Well, he
really
was never gonna make it entertaining.
Yeah. And then like, why is anybody watching it? That's what it comes down to. It's that it's just like it's absolutely just soapboxing, pontificating. And you're just playing to your audience, you know.
Well, I mean that was my whole play towards the Hunger Game things. Now it's become a game of show. It's like, you know, Trump was bombastic, whatever. I didn't love him for a lot of his shit. You know, in New Jersey, you kind of know where Trump comes from.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Whether you like him or love him or hate him
He's
or
an obnoxious fucking New Yorker.
Yeah.
He's like a shithead fucking New Yorker. That's
Right.
pretty much all that he
It
is.
basically
yeah.
at
Who
our
somehow
age-
managed to
Yeah.
capture like the rural South crowd. That's
Right. At our age,
honestly,
you
deserve
generally
credit.
knew older people who were in some way or some form kind of screwed over by the guy.
Yeah.
Locally, particularly in construction fields.
Oh yeah.
But
Still waiting for their
Yeah,
40
yeah.
acres and a mule.
I don't love that guy, but like, yeah, we got Biden, which, I mean, listen, when you hit the pendulum that hard to one side, it's going to swing very hard to the other side. And we ended up with Biden. And Biden is just a walking corpse.
Yeah. But see, that's the irony of it. It's that it really never, like, it swung so hard to the other side. They are both elderly, wealthy white men
Yes.
who are, like, low-key racist.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Know nothing of what it's like to be a regular working class American, but that's absolutely who they pander to
Yep.
with different levels of success on
It's
each
the game.
side.
It's the
Yeah,
game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Trump was more on the nose with his attempts.
Yeah.
Which I appreciated
Yeah,
for the
Trump
comedy.
was too dumb to lie, and Biden is like, I don't know, like he lies because he's got like a handler that gives him the lie. Like it's hard to even.
At
Bottom
best.
line, they're both shitty people.
At best,
you know?
at best.
They're both shitty people.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. Biden is, like I said, if I didn't know any better, it'd be a Weekend at Bernie's kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, mixed with a little Jim Henson magic. And there's
That's all
just
you
sticks
need.
coming up from the bottom of the stage. And,
Just
you know,
like that. This is why I'm saying I'm not even a fan of him, but
Yeah.
like Cat Williams for president.
Oh, okay.
Not
Cat
even a
Williams.
fan, but at least you're going to get a great State of the Union, you know? And it's good for everybody. White people love him, black people get behind it, you know? You pretty much got everybody covered. It's not a one-sided thing.
No,
and again,
it's not.
I'm saying this as somebody who's not a fan. I don't find him very funny, but it would at least be a good
I
State of the
largely think Cat Williams is a piece of shit.
Yeah,
but
he's a
I
pretty
kind of
shitty guy.
back
Yeah,
what you're
exactly.
saying.
But he's going to make it look good, you know? Again, this is America and we're talking about the president. Nobody's going to like the guy, so I'm not going to like throw somebody else up there who's actually a good comedian. But I think Cat Williams would really rise to that. You know?
It's
Sunday?
Was that?
What was it, first Sunday?
Colin just said first Sunday.
Oh, of when the State of the Union happened?
No, the movie.
Friday after next.
Yeah.
I stopped
was he in
after
that?
two. Yeah.
I want to say yes. Yeah. Of
course
yes,
he was
that is
fucking
correct.
in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
He's like a staple of bullshit black comedies. Of course he's fucking.
I mean, and yes, and also they'll also fully tell you he's a nightmare to work with.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the guy's clearly a shit person.
Yeah. I mean,
Again,
I
no
don't know
offense.
what his habits are now, but he was an absolute maniac.
Yeah. He's about making money, but not for nothing. That's why you'd be such a great president, because that's all that they care about.
Yeah.
Money and power.
Oh, right. He like got in a fist fight with a 16-year-old or
He
something
did,
at a school.
Who hasn't?
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to put him down.
Absolutely.
Well, no, he got put. The 16-year-old beat the shit out of him.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that'd probably be the way it would go for me too. Not for nothing. Cat Williams is like 4 foot?
Yeah, he's
I mean, probably know what your strong suit is.
It ain't comedy either, though.
Largely, my point of bringing this whole thing up was that it's just like the farce that this whole package has
It's so
become.
fucking ridiculous.
And it's like, listen, we tend to bang back and forth over the years between Republican, Democrat,
Yeah, and they're the same group of people.
but more or less
They just pander
different
different groups,
guises. But granted, as I get older, and as you have some money to your name,
Oh yeah.
you largely want to protect that money
Oh yeah.
and your way of life.
That's why they say that people drift more Republican as they get older. This, that, the
generally,
other,
but
yeah.
it's I find that for myself. But then I also look at Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I'm just like, you're an insane person.
Oh yeah, and for me, it's like I look at them like, all you motherfuckers want my money.
Yeah.
You're just saying different things.
Yeah.
You know, just like they all want to. Yeah, like my general sentiment about it is that these people have money and power.
Yeah.
They're not in the business of letting you keep or gain either of those things.
No, listen,
they
we're-
benefit directly from taking them from you.
Well, yeah.
So it's like it doesn't matter what fucking party you belong to.
And listen to this, and really take a second. Whether you're you think you're if you're a diehard anything, fuck you. I don't really care.
I'm a diehard
But
Democrat.
if you think you're leaning towards Democrat or leaning towards Republican, it doesn't mean that has to be the answer for you. It's all a fucking show, man.
Yeah.
We've let our government become what it is, and we are paying the price, and that's just,
This is why I've been voting for Teddy Roosevelt for the past 10 years.
yeah, good
And I'm not
old
going to
Teddy.
stop. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to change a goddamn thing. People say that third-party vote doesn't matter,
Oh yeah.
but it does matter. It does matter. Teddy Roosevelt all day, and you guys are being fools if you don't vote for him.
Also,
Especially you,
libertarians are shitheads.
Don. Oh, man. I'm glad Ed isn't here.
Uh-oh.
Well, Ron
Yeah,
Swanson
well-
is a fictional character. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what he says.
Aren't all of them?
really fully correlate that with look at the Libertarian Party now. They're shitheads.
Oh, yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, it's a bullshit party because
Yeah.
it's a two-party system, which is why I voted for Warlord Kang, which is a Simpsons reference
Dang.
for those of you who don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought he said he voted for Roosevelt. I don't know.
Well, you don't know shit about politics, which is why you.
I didn't
keeping your
know
mouth
this was
shut for
called the
past 10
Truth
minutes.
Podcast.
It is.
Yeah.
It's in the. It's.
No, go on. Tell us about the lizard rapist Democrats on Mars. I'd love to hear about it. That
They
sounds
moved
nice.
off of Mars, and now they're in one of the moons of Jupiter.
Yeah.
wow.
Could you name the moon?
Titan. That's the one, I think.
God damn it! I don't know enough about the moons of Jupiter.
It might be one of the moons
I
of
feel
Jupiter. I know
like
it's a
that's
moon.
of Saturn.
I know it's a moon.
I feel like
Oh,
it
I think
rotates
it's Saturn.
around. I think it's Saturn. You son of a bitch.
You asshole. You've exposed
You pulled
us.
that out of nowhere, too.
Yep.
That is some bullshit.
That's
Fuck.
why this 2024, you should vote for me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right in.
Okay.
Just the party.
You got any?
The party?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, it's just the Slims McKenzie
Yeah, it's just
part.
Slims McKenzie got in there.
Yes.
all
You're
right.
absolutely right. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you. I'm never tired of partying. So
There.
you've got my vote.
All right, there we are.
You said your name was Teddy, right?
Gentlemen,
Yes.
the contention was Titan the moon.
Yes.
It is a moon of Saturn.
Saturn.
Oh,
okay.
boom! I fucking called that. Suck a dick. You goddamn celestially
lizards moved it.
ignorant motherfucker.
The lizards moved it over to Jupiter.
They moved the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't mention that the first time, though.
Well, it's a little secretive.
Yeah.
That's why he can't find it in any of the.
And I
the
suppose if
Wikipedias.
we check that out, they've
Yeah.
they've
How are you gonna check it?
They've made the telescopes not work anymore.
No, they still work, but now it's done through olfactory nerves.
Oh.
Oh, wow. I wish you never worked for an ENT because then you would never know what that word was.
No, I learned that from my Coke dealer.
I want to say that can't be true, but
They used to make better.
Coke dealers are weird.
yeah, that's true.
He was also my ENT.
Yeah. So I mean, listen. It's all upsetting. I take joy in the fact that it just seems to be all unraveling in front of our eyes.
Yeah, I mean, that's just it. When you're living in a chaotic situation, I feel like you should just embrace that, Fortunately, the chaotic situation that we have is, for the most part, political. Thus, we're able to sit here casually and enjoy it.
Yes.
A bit of a podcast action. But, I mean, other than that, it's just a delightful shit show that is American politics.
And to touch on the two-way aspect of it, it's like the banning of assault rifles. I would just love to see how that fucking goes.
I just hope that they ban knives because the
thank
problem
God.
is that as soon as you ban the rifles, you're absolutely going to have an uptick in knife deaths, and I want to prevent that before it occurs.
Well, I mean, where does it stop?
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to throw some.
Yeah, we
facts
just
out
got
here.
the nunchucks back,
and you can cross-check these because I am making them up as I go.
Yeah.
But more than 100% of American households have knives in them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have like 20 knives.
Absolutely. This is insane.
Minimum.
You're exactly the person that I'm trying to stop.
They're coming for my knives.
Who needs that many knives? Nobody needs that. How many knives do you have, Moses?
3, but I don't really like washing them, so.
Yeah. That's
Rusty
fair.
knives.
Yeah.
Rusty knives, yeah. Rusty knives is another one. There's no reason that you need to make a knife rusty. People should be able to get by with a regular, just plain old stainless steel knife.
You cut
Why
it,
do need to
you wipe
adulterate
it down, and you put it back.
Exactly. Colin, how many knives?
Well, I have as many swords as he has knives.
We're not talking about swords. You can have swords.
I mean, a sword is a knife.
politics.
It's just a long knife.
I said knife.
50.
50 knives.
50, but do you have a reason to own them? There you go.
Yeah,
See, this man has a reason.
Yeah.
Justin doesn't.
Yeah.
And I'm not okay with
They're
that.
just taking up space and annoying me and shit like that.
Yeah, what's he going to do with those? It could be anything. Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. He does have a little paring knife.
That is a little pairing.
But if we get rid of the knives, then where's the whittling market going? Because that's already a dying
Well, no, you
market.
can no longer whittle, so now you just have clubs.
you get a permit for whittling, and honestly, that's just going to help you because now whittling would be more off limits for your regular everyday layman. They can't get the permit. You're the only one with it. So that whittling, the product that you're creating, the whittled whatever is going.
What are old prospects is going to do in their twilight
You've
years?
got a
little birds.
yeah
that are also
Is that
whistles.
what they're whittling?
Yeah.
Is that also a shucking knife you have there? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's barely a knife.
Good.
How are we going to get our clams and oysters open?
Immediately-
It's just like a thin spoon.
I'm gonna own up to that. I sometimes come out here in the summertime and just like eat oysters for about an hour.
Wow,
Just by
for an
myself.
hour of oysters.
I
a lot of
make
oysters.
myself sick of oysters, essentially. Yeah, I'll eat like 30 oysters.
Oh my
which is, yeah, you
Man,
know.
my stomach is
We were out
like
here
upset
eating
just
them.
listening to this story.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have a.
I do love an oyster, but goddamn, that's a lot of oysters.
It's not a. It's the right amount of oysters. It's a good amount. But with a shucking knife, it makes it easy, and
So-
then you get sick of them.
All
You
right.
move on.
So, do you think our situation was improved, confused, or made worse by the most recent
State of the Union.
State of the Union? Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I mean, since I'm finding out about the details of it now, me personally, I would say unaffected as far as how it affected the overall country in some meaningful way.
Yeah.
I feel like it didn't because nobody fucking cares. The people who already love that angle are gonna praise what was said.
Yeah.
The people who hate Joe Biden and the Democrats are gonna talk about all the shitty things that he said, and that's basically it. But I mean, my general take on it would be the same as with all of them, where it's like nothing was really said.
Nope.
It's just people just getting up there and grandstanding.
Right.
And I should fucking know.
Right.
That's all that I goddamn do.
God bless you, sir.
Thank
God
you.
bless.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it was mostly word salad, a lot of talking points, a lot of which will not be fulfilled. The most interesting parts to me were the rebuttals, and they were like fully on by people who you would expect to do rebuttals, and yeah.
There was Republicans like heckling him. Is that a thing that happened?
Well,
Like,
yes,
read
he essentially
briefly.
called out Republicans
Over debt and shit like that,
over
right?
debt and
only
over the prospective cancellation of Social Security. And here's another. All right, Moses, give us your closing thoughts on the topic, and then I'm going to add one addendum to the end of it.
Oh, it doesn't matter goddamn to me because at the end of the day, it's always going to be the same.
Fantastic. Okay.
Nothing gained, nothing learned.
Have any of you looked into the proposal of the abolishment of the income tax for a flat 30% what do you call it? The buying of goods.
Like a tariff?
Oh, this correlates back to the flat tax, right?
Yeah, the flat tax. Yeah.
Yeah, I looked a little. I'm
Yeah,
vaguely familiar with
I would
it.
say absolutely. I don't know enough. There's not really even enough there to actually as far as I'm concerned, form an opinion on it. But a flat 30% sales tax.
Yeah.
National.
I agree with that general, because I mean the bottom line is that when you look at like an income tax,
Yes.
you've got like 50% of the people in the country don't make enough money to
Right.
pay an income tax,
Right.
but they pay a lot of other taxes.
Absolutely, yeah.
You don't escape those other ones,
Right.
So they're just avoiding an income tax. You're still paying a shit ton of fucking taxes.
Yes.
If you do a flat sales tax and you do it the way like Mississippi does,
Right.
then it disproportionately affects like middle and low income people.
Yeah.
Because the bottom line is that like you have to, like for example, like Mississippi has a 7% tax on food.
Yes.
Right. No matter how fucking rich you are, you still eat a certain amount of food. You know,
need
it
food
doesn't.
to
It
live.
doesn't go. Yeah, it doesn't go. Like it goes up in value.
Right.
But like it doesn't. You know, you're not like eating 7,000 times as much because you ate. You made
Right.
that much more money. So it disproportionately affects people at the lower rung of it. So even when you do it that way, you still end up in the same problem where you've got to regulate it and say what's taxed
Yeah.
and what have you.
Yeah.
You kind of run into these same problems where the people who are writing the tax law are rich old people.
Right.
It seems to me, just being a regular fucking person in the world, they seem to write those laws to benefit themselves.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can reap the benefit too if you're old or white or a man or whatever it
Right.
is. But it seems like they write those laws for themselves. I mean, in the most innocuous way, they're just writing them based on their own experience.
Right.
And in the worst way, they're writing it to benefit themselves.
Yeah, like I said, it's only a proposal. It's something trying to be pushed through, but there's not enough information there for me to really data mine it for what the math of it would actually
The
be.
big thing about it is that you have two different tax structures
Yep.
as far as income in this country goes.
Yeah.
Which is that you've got income tax when you work a goddamn job, so you're actually fucking working.
Yep.
And you're supposed to pay taxes on that. And they're so much fucking higher than capital gains, where it's understood that you're not doing any work.
Right.
Like that's the
Right.
whole point. So you're taxed less for that.
That is a very important
Yeah,
point,
I mean,
too.
if you're somebody who's not making capital gains, that seems very unfair.
Yeah.
And I mean, in general, I think that seems like a little bit off.
Yeah, like I said, this
you
is
can only-
not
you can always
something.
avoid it.
Yeah, finish your point. I'm sorry.
No. Just say
Yeah.
you can if you're just paying capital, if you make the fucking rules for somebody who's getting paid like a regular job,
Right.
You just avoid it by paying capital gains tax.
Right,
That's how
right,
we got
right.
a lot of the tax law now.
Yeah.
That if you create rules that are meant to in some way control the ultra wealthy, they're able to control it in reverse. That's the power of money, you know?
Yeah, I like I said, the data's not actually really there for me to even really do the math and try to consider what the actual effect would be post should that go through.
Yeah.
So I was just, curious about what your thought was. Moses, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. Whatever. I got paid off the books.
Yeah, they're going to tax the Funko Pops that you already own by 20% per year.
Well, they're buried with my gold, so they'll never find them.
Well, they're going to send an inspector, obviously. He's a Funko Pop assessor.
And that's why I'm more about keeping the knives so I could stab that guy when he comes around.
That's exactly why we need to take them away.
Well, I already have the holes dug.
Sorry, then. Honestly,
have to
I
kill
believed
something
that
else.
right up until you told me that you dug a hole.
My backyard's filled with cats.
Producer Dan, do you have an opinion you would like to share?
We know he does.
No, I was going to move on to the next topic.
You mean there's more? All right, everybody, good night.
Where we, we were tackling the State of the Union, where
Yeah.
there's no love lost between the Democrats and the Republicans.
No, absolutely not.
But there's a day about love coming up, gentlemen.
Oh.
It's called Valentine's Day.
Yes.
What do
I've
we
never heard of it. What is that?
It's the day where you have to get, women candy because
It's like
some reasons.
it's like what's the Irish one? St. Patrick's Day, but with less drinking and more fucking.
Is it
That-
though?
Is
that
that really
That
what-
sounds great. I'm 100% of that. What do you go out into the street drunk and just fuck?
No, less drinking.
That just sounds like Mardi Gras.
Aren't they around the
It
same
sounds
time?
like you've lied to me.
They're around the same time, aren't they?
Oh, he's had you under his spell the whole time.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, I wish
Well,
it
I'm
was
glad I
going
have a
out
hole
into the
dug.
streets and fucking. That sounds fun.
All right, so I brought this up at some point. Valentine's Day is a stupid fucking holiday.
Yeah.
It's one of those Hallmark holidays.
It's a made-up holiday.
That's made to make you buy shitty fucking chocolate from chocolate companies.
Consume. To consume.
No,
To consume.
100%. If you love your significant other, fucking take care of them in life. And, like, to me, the way I look at it is like, oh, and this is like really, I'm like, I've been a sucker for Valentine's Day as a young person. You know, you're kind of like, this is what you need to do. You need to get your lady or your man or whoever. You need to get them some shitty fucking chocolate. You need to get them like a card and like maybe like a back rub or something like that.
The back rub has to lead into sex, though.
It always does.
Yeah, it has to.
Yeah, I mean that's
No other way.
non-conditional.
It's like an understood, like this.
Yeah,
I think
Giving you a
any,
back rub. Yeah.
any home done back rub always leads
Of
into
course.
sex.
Yeah. What else are you doing? This was
And-
never a back rub, sweetie.
in full honesty,
No, this is called foreplay.
I should have done the work, and I didn't. I'll fully admit to actually look up what Saint Valentine was or was about.
I'm
'Cause
vaguely
sure it's
familiar.
completely.
Yeah, I'm not really sure
bastardized,
about
like-
that one either. Like I know with the St. Patrick's Day, it's something about snakes and
Yeah,
bullshit. but
he evicted all the snakes.
yeah,
from Ireland.
but I don't know what St.
He had a
Valentine
flute and he
was
lured
ever
him
doing.
out, that type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like it's so. And don't be wrong, it's not the only one. There's a lot of fucking bullshit Hallmark holidays.
Yes. Holidays are a good time to
Right.
make money when you're a corporation or anybody selling shit.
And I am actually fortunate that my lady, Christina, like when we first got together, she's like, we're not celebrating Valentine's Day. And I'm
Michelle
like,
feels similarly.
Yeah.
I'm going to get her flowers because otherwise she'll probably.
Oh
yell at me,
yeah,
but-
like that's a kind of a trap. Like I don't care about
Well,
it, but you
yeah.
still gotta
Yeah.
do
We're
something.
not like doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to get her something, though.
My first year or two, I got her flowers before I realized that Melvin just actually tore them apart in her apartment.
Oh, as cats are ones to do.
Cats are
Yeah.
ones to do. But, like, she's like, at some point, and I'm glad she did, she's like, straight up, like, can we not do Valentine's Day? It's incredibly stupid.
It's dumb, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And, like, I'd rather show you appreciation and you show me appreciation.
All
like,
the time or
year-round.
whenever you're feeling it, you
Yeah.
know? Don't feel obligated.
Because an obligation day
Yeah.
feels cheap.
Yeah, it feels cheap, and I don't like this is my problem with general, like, gift-giving holidays.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
why
yeah.
I'm not inclined towards that type
Right,
of thing.
100%.
I don't like feeling obligated to get you something because I'm going to fuck it up.
Well, it seems
You know, like if I didn't
stupid.
find something for you, then I didn't fucking find something.
Right.
If I see something that you would love, I'll
Right.
just fucking buy it. It could be like,
Did you
know,
not
fucking
find it, or
July
did you
2nd.
not look?
Well,
That's why I
I'm
like
never
it
gonna
in
look
you
for
guys.
Never gonna look for you.
That's
What are
why
you,
I
my
like-
fucking girlfriend.
Yeah, baby.
No, I didn't
Sorry,
know we were going to
Well,
bring
I
that
thought we
up
were
in
having
this
massages
podcast,
later.
Yeah.
But it's like, here, get me some overpriced, subpar chocolates.
Yeah.
If you're in the, I feel like this is maybe a little bit older school than us, but you get us, all right, and you get me this weird negligee.
What? Yeah. What is a negligee? What is a negligee?
It's like lingerie.
Yeah, it's like lingerie. It's like a nighty type
Oh, all right.
thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm into that. Yeah.
But it's like, that was like what, like, my father taught me. This is what you do for, well,
That's a thing.
yes.
Yeah. It's an older thing. I don't
It's an
think
older thing. It's not so much our generation.
I
You
don't-
buy
well,
a piece
no.
of lingerie for your girl?
Yes.
Yeah, which is a little weird
It
because
is
like,
weird.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
sure,
no,
you
I've
think
done
it
that,
looks
but it was
good, but
100% for like weird.
like
sex
how do you
reasons.
know it's gonna fit? Because no women's sizes are fucking right. They're all
So
different. going across.
I want to just.
Oh, please,
couple of questions here.
please.
So is this like a risque like?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like we're having some raunchy sex tonight? kind of
Here,
thing?
I bought you some hory outfit. Please
Yeah.
put it on for this
Really?
mid-February.
Yeah.
I just consider that to be like a. Hey, I bought you a whore outfit.
Right.
Because I'm gonna fuck you like a slut
Well, it means you
tonight,
actually
know?
mean it. Say if it's in like October or
Yeah.
something.
Let me take a look here.
Oh, he's looking up negligees.
This is odd.
I mean, that's all right. Yeah. No, my mind was in a different place.
Yeah.
Well, it was just like bondage caps and shit. I know what lingerie.
Yeah, my mind went to a, you know. I got tired of that when I was like, I guess 20.
Yeah. Well,
It was
yeah.
all bondage gear and power tools.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had to get the 20 volts because the other ones weren't doing it.
Yeah, no, that 18 volt just don't
Yeah.
cut it.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
But it's like it's I don't know. Like, obviously there's a Saint Valentine. I know that Saint Valentine's a thing. I don't know how the fuck it got attached to fucking.
I know the
To
St.
a
Valentine's
holiday.
Massacre.
Yes.
That's a
Well,
fun
yeah.
time.
Well, that
That
was
is
because
okay.
it was on the day.
Well, obviously, Moses, thank you for
It
spelling
wasn't St. Valentine, or maybe it was St.
Yeah,
Valentine
it wasn't
Day.
St. Valentine.
He
you
came
did
back
it.
from the dead.
I like that I watched your brain do that work.
You say his name-
history with Loud and
You say his name 69 times, and here he comes killing.
I don't have that kind of time. This is why it never happens.
Oh, it happened once, and
Yeah.
this guy was out of breath.
Oh my god, those eye ties were fucking out of breath.
I don't know. I think it was a French one.
I couldn't fucking tell you.
I think all the saints are Italian.
St. Valentine's Day.
Mostly,
stupid.
yes. Roman Catholic Church, saints, a lot of Italian, a lot in the Promised Land, handful in France, and you had a handful in Britannia, and then into Ireland and Scotland doesn't really give a shit. And then
We don't speak of them.
and then the Scandies who came and did a Vikinger and fucked up a bunch of Christians. Good for them.
And yet we took over their. I say we. Like I did. Fuck.
We were there.
You only
We
have
as
yourself to blame.
Took over their days and then
Yep.
just made it seem like Christ who was born in the spring, and the spring
Yep.
was just at the end of December.
Yep.
Right when it happens to be on the solstice.
Let's just call it what it is. They all stole the fucking pagan solstice holidays,
Yeah.
and then
Those were good holidays too.
Yeah.
I really feel like we fucked them up.
we should. Listen, I think the aspect of like the Merrill win is a lot more interesting than Halloween. Let's all put fucking horse skulls on our heads and walk around.
Exactly. Yeah. Honestly, if we could just do the seven days of like All Hallows Eve and all that
Absolutely,
shit,
yeah.
100% on
We'll
board.
go a flighting.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, all the other versions are better. We like created the shittiest version.
Yes,
and we're
we
like,
did.
Now we're sticking with it.
Yeah. Now you got root beer barrels and
Thank God. Thank God. As a red-blooded American, I'm just happy that we maintain our Christianity, which is original and handed down from Christ, and you will respect it as such, Moses.
absolutely. All I want to say to you people out there, whoever you are that's listening,
You people.
yes, you people.
You know what I'm talking
Valentine's
about.
Day is bullshit. If you love the person you're with, treat them very well year round. Take care of them. Do what you got to do. Don't be a chump and fall into the Hallmark trap.
Yeah. And if you've already fucked it up, then just do those things.
Yeah.
And just trying to keep it going as long as you can.
Yeah,
I enjoy root beer barrels.
you would.
Yeah, you fucking would. You fucking would. Oh, man.
All right, gentlemen.
Yeah.
From talking about pleasing your chick
Yeah.
to baby chicks are selling out all over the country.
Hot damn.
Oh, man. They're trying to boom that egg industry. Individually.
Egg prices have skyrocketed so
Wildly.
badly that egg seizures at the border
Yeah.
have skyrocketed.
They're trying to get eggs in from Mexico.
Let me pull this up real quick from the Daily Mail.
Oh, it's crazy. And it's like, listen, I'm a big egg guy. I love eggs.
consider myself
the
an egg guy.
prices are alarming.
So the percentages from the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency, however you would say it,
Yeah,
egg
yeah.
seizures have risen 91% in El Paso, 301% in Laredo?
Yeah,
Is that the way to
Laredo,
pronounce it?
yeah.
Laredo, Texas.
Yeah.
Tucson, 333%.
Oh my God.
I want to.
and one more, San Diego, 368%.
I want to ask like a question though. I don't doubt these numbers at all because I would
Right.
have no reason to do so. Were the egg seizures before? Like, 'cause these numbers mean different things. If it was
Right,
like
right.
we're seizing eggs like 10,000 times per week in big box trucks, and then it went up by 300%, versus we seized an egg last week and it was really like bullshit because we were just trying to arrest this Mexican guy and we didn't have anything else. And this week we seized like 2 cartons.
I know a guy who's hiding his eggs in his cocaine just to get them across the border.
Wow.
Wow, that's
Yep.
nuts.
That's the only way to do it.
Listen, what's he doing when he gets rid of like the transport method? Is he just like ditching that somewhere?
Oh, yeah,
and
he
do
just
you
throws it
have
away.
the coordinates?
Just slough on the side of the
Yeah,
street.
can I
just
talk
throws
to him
it out.
about that a little bit?
I mean, you could, but he didn't look like he's up
I've been
for,
snorting eggs for like 3 weeks now, and I'll tell you, it's not doing it for me. If anything, I think they're a downer at this
Yeah,
point.
I went to the local supermarket the other day. And typically for myself, I go like once a week. So I'll buy like, your standard 12-pack of eggs. 2 to 3 in the morning, that'll get me through to a week. And it was like, I think it was like I don't know.
$6 or $7, I think.
I think it was like 8 or 9.
Was it
I
that
never
much?
even,
like,
So I think I was getting 18
So they're like, they're like shy of
for
a buck
6
an
or
egg?
7, but I wasn't
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
picky about like eggs is eggs to me. So
Well, I mean,
Eggs is eggs is
eggs is eggs. That's a whole different conversation for another time. But and listen, I still bump my eggs.
Oh yeah.
I'm not.
Well, the big thing that I've like read about it is that it's just that they're an ingredient in so many things.
Yeah. Oh,
so
no,
it kind of
oh,
leads
yeah.
to that
100%.
overall inflation.
Yeah.
I mean, that said, I've also read that argument online, like just fucking no experts on this, but just the pontification back and forth between people is that you've got, it's either that it's caused by like a bird flu that's like going around.
that's what I've heard.
Or it's
Right.
big egg like cashing in because they're like just discovered greed.
Oh, they would
Like
never.
they just discovered like
Big
eggs have been around
egg?
forever,
Yeah.
and now they're just realizing greed.
Well,
Like-
listen,
like
I'm sorry,
big
not everybody's
egg?
as smart as you, Moses.
Much like its big cousin,
Humpty Dumpty is
Big
not an
Dairy,
egg.
would
Yeah.
never do anything like that.
Never been said in that rhyme that he was an egg.
That's fair.
Well, you were asking for raw numbers before. I couldn't find
Yep.
it for eggs, but I do have raw numbers for baby chicks. Tractor Supply Co. This is from the Wall Street Journal. Tractor Supply Corporation, the industry's biggest seller, says it has more than doubled its live chicken business since 2018. The Brentwood, Tennessee company expects to sell 11 million chicks this year.
Yeah.
11 million.
Yeah.
I don't know
Because
if that's
people
a
are-
I don't
lot,
know if that
though.
number's big.
People are
All right. What I can tell you is we've seen a lot more come through my job.
They're shipping them like that.
They ship them like that?
Oh yeah.
How much does
I'll
that
tell
cost?
you,
Jesus.
I love eating chickens and eating eggs and shit like that. That does seem cruel. You know?
We've always had a good amount. You typically probably 2 to 3 shipments a day
Yeah.
of a dozen plus to somewhere. They've always rather been on par with bee colonies.
Okay. Well, it's also
that comes
never
to
thought
us a
about
lot.
that.
Yeah.
That seems even more difficult to ship than a chick.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Chicks are loud. Bees are stingy.
Yeah. Science.
Yeah, but I would say probably within the past 2 months, there's been a lot of people.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Because people are so like, look at the toilet paper thing at the beginning.
Oh, no,
yeah, people are super reactionary.
Exactly right. And in the municipality in which I work in, you can have X amount of chicks,
Yeah.
chickens, and stuff like
yeah,
that.
you just can't have a rooster because they're too loud.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you can.
There's a lot of that.
But there's
I
paperwork.
still hear them.
Yeah.
Well, there's classically, if you know the Wawa on Drum Point Road, classically a rooster at the house next door
Wow.
that
That's
goes
not-
for about 4 hours every fucking morning.
Some of them are boisterous.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This one's
Some
must
of
be
them like
alive
that,
for I
yeah.
swear to God, 20 years now.
Yeah. Just kicking it.
And it may be completely longer than any rooster should live. But that's what it seems like to me.
I actually have a story about roosters real quick.
Oh, please.
When I
I know
was
your
down-
hatred of birds, Dan.
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah.
very
Well, they're
excited.
connected enough to birds. I actually checked. This is one of the reasons why I think chickens are terrible people.
They're no horses, but yeah, they are terrible people.
So I was down in Tennessee. My brother has chickens.
Oh,
He
yeah.
Does all that stuff. He tasked his oldest daughter, who was like, I think 7 at that time, maybe
Okay.
8 years old, like still fairly young.
Yeah.
Go feed the chickens. And
Right.
she's like, I don't want to go feed the chickens. The rooster's going to get me.
Yeah.
And it's like, the rooster's going to leave you alone. Go feed the chickens. And she just comes up to me. and
Right.
She's like, Uncle Dan, will you help me feed the chickens? And I'm like, when I see a little girl, I have
No,
2 younger
Navy's
sisters
on.
that I practically raised.
Right.
My heart melts. And I'm like, of course, sweetheart, I'll help you.
Yeah.
So we go outside, and she doesn't know this, but effectively, the rooster is like the ghost from Super Mario Brothers 3. If you look at it, it will not approach you. If you look away from it, it is going to approach
Yes,
you.
yeah.
Knowing that, I'm like, all right, I'll just keep looking at the rooster like I would if I'm playing Super Mario Brothers 3. There's no problem.
Right.
We go over there. These chickens surround us just immediately because they're like, oh, they're gonna go get the food. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
And I don't like birds,
Right.
and these are larger than the
Yes.
birds that
Oh,
my
yeah.
mom has. So
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, what would I do if this was like Zelda and all of the chickens just attack me at
You
the same
don't break
time?
those pots, man. Don't break the goddamn pot.
What is it? Cocos?
Yeah, those are your
Yeah.
chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they're
You
chicken.
don't like them?
Yeah, just don't keep hitting them all the time.
Yeah,
Although
yeah.
that comes up. So, you
In
know,
the story or in the...
in this story, it comes up.
All right.
So I take my niece. She goes to get the bowl out of the coop and
Right.
walk it back. I'm keeping her on because now all the chickens are peeling back and the rooster's approaching us. So now I'm like, all right, Super Mario Brothers 3. Just keep looking at it. Just keep looking at it.
Yeah.
And we get to the house, and I think we're good.
Right.
Like there's no problem. And then all of a sudden I see a wing, like just almost practically drape around my niece. And as I grab her to get her
Yeah.
away from the rooster,
Yeah.
it gets her little hand.
Of course
And
it
so
does.
now I feel like I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Because I let my poor little niece get pecked by this goddamn rooster.
That's
even
a
though
shitty thing to do, Dan.
I told her I would.
How would you know that the chickens were coming from inside the house?
Meanwhile, my little sister saw the whole thing. So now I'm like, no, I'm doubly a piece of shit because now there's
you're just
witnesses.
Totally boned.
So I'm like, I tell her, I promise you, that's not going to happen again.
Right.
The rooster will not get you.
Right.
Let's finish this off.
Yeah.
So I pick her up. My sister now jumps outside, and now she's carrying the dish, and I'm just carrying my niece.
Right.
We go all the way to the coop. I drop her off. She jumps into the thing, puts the
Yeah.
dish back up, and then jumps back into my arm. And the rooster is gunning it for my niece, like
100%.
literally just trying to get at her. And beforehand, like when I was walking around with my brother told me if the rooster gives you any problems, just kick it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right.
That's
So-
largely what I've heard.
So what I did was, I'm wearing steel-toed boots, by the way. Kick this rooster pretty much in its sternum. It got up and went for my niece again. I kicked it again
yeah.
because fuck you. Why are
Yeah.
you going for my niece a
Right.
second time?
Worst case scenario, your dinner tonight. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
And then he got up and went for my niece a third time, and I kicked him a third time.
Yeah.
So when
hard.
they wheeled Dan up to the dinner table,
It sounds like you learned nothing from Zelda.
So what? And then at that point, my sister pretty much freaks the hell out and says, "Dan, just give me our niece so we can leave." And the entire time,
You do combat with the rooster.
and I was thinking the entire time, this is not going to be a good look if you murder your brother's rooster.
Right, right.
Yeah, but it's a better look than having his daughter
Breeding part
die.
of the
God damn
equation.
it, NYPD, de-escalate.
Hey, that was coming for a child.
Oh my
Found
god.
127 rounds in this kid.
Honestly, I would have done that.
They were all in the back.
But those motherfuckers, they will keep coming
yeah.
after you. They are relentless.
Yeah.
And that's, I would later find out, that's why that motherfucker died, because a bear got at it. It's like, oh, gotta defend the chick, gotta defend the hens. And then all of a sudden you're gonna fight a bear, which is a dumb fucking move.
Yeah.
And then you die because you fought a bear.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Nothing but moxie.
Do you, Peter?
Yes, sir.
Or whoever the fuck you are.
Alfonso
Alfonso.
Soriano.
Was it
My last name is Howard, but thank you.
Mr.
Soriano is
Howard.
a great last name.
delightfully wrong.
That's next week.
Do you remember, I guess maybe 10 plus years ago? Where
The
we
answer
went,
is no, then. Go ahead.
You might. When we
said.
went camping at Stokes.
I do. I do. It was freezing cold out.
Freezing cold. I showed up a day late. Well, I mean, I showed up at like 10 o'clock at night,
With
a day late.
cornbread muffins.
Cornbread muffins and hot chocolate in a thermos.
Yep.
And it was a good time. I was glad to see you guys come out of your tents.
Yeah.
But so I did, a type of sleeping among the stars that night.
Yeah.
And woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning with a bear 3 feet away from me.
That was the same bear that was threatening Frank.
Yeah.
Because he chose to sleep in his lean-to or whatever.
Right. And this was January or February. It was very cold.
I don't even think it was that, to be quite honest. I think it was November.
Really?
I think it was November.
Okay. If that
Your
makes
memory's
more
better
sense.
than mine,
I might
but-
be remembering it wrong,
Yeah.
which I remember a lot of
I
things
remember
wrong.
it was unseasonably cold.
It was extremely
Yeah, it was a cold
It was
snap.
extremely
happening.
cold. Because I
Yeah.
remember, I got to Stokes, and the park ranger or whatever that's supposed to be at the front wasn't even fucking there.
Oh, yeah. It was bitter cold.
Yeah.
It was bitter fucking cold.
And fortunately, in that area, it's kind of like northwestern New Jersey.
Yeah.
On like the New
in the
York.
Appalachians.
Appalachians, yeah. But, like, thank you, Colin, for the ice. I'm very appreciative.
God's work.
But, like, I remember we had to go out, like, in the middle of the night to go, like, pillage the back of liquor stores. Pallets.
Exactly, pallets.
Yeah.
We were fucking janking pallets. Yeah.
Breaking and, like, injuring ourselves. I know because I was trying to split pallets apart with, like, a pry bar.
Yeah.
And, like, it broke apart and I flew backwards. Like,
Yeah, we didn't, between myself and Frank, we did not yet have the skill to start a fire with wet wood.
Yeah.
So we were both fucking that up.
Yeah.
When we got some dry wood, it became like an every man for himself kind of thing.
100%.
There were some girls there, so I was like trying to be a gentleman.
It was a
like,
little bit
low-key,
like
it was
Survivor.
absolutely
When I showed up,
myself.
it was and first of all, it was hard as fuck to find you guys.
They were in two different camps.
Because Stokes is a big national park, like a state park. And it's like, all right, no one's here. I have to go wander around Stokes State Forest to look for...
And we didn't have a fire, so there's no way to find us. Yeah.
And I had that big stupid pickup truck at the time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Which barely fit through the trails.
Exactly, yeah.
Huh? Yeah, with the street tires.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah. And, like, I eventually found them.
You're lucky you got through it.
Yeah.
But, yes, that's not even the worst part.
Yeah.
So, like, I eventually found them. I had hot chocolate in the canteen, and I brought corn muffins to fry up on the griddle the next morning. I found them. We got fire going eventually. Had to go out into the very sparse town.
Yeah.
I knew there was a liquor store, like, fucking 10 miles away, essentially.
Thank God.
And we just robbed all their pallets, threw it into the back of the truck, went back there, and actually had fire, and got very drunk.
Yeah.
And
Which
that was fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Next morning, middle of the night, I'm like, I've done a lot of, like, survival camping and shit like that. I'm going to sleep amongst the stars. It's like fucking 14 degrees outside.
It was fucking cold. Yeah. You had a good sleeping bag.
Well, I have that Mummy. It's like a sub 32.
Yeah.
I've had it since I was in Scouts
That was nice,
as a kid. And I'm like, it's good. And I wake up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and there's a bear going around the campsite, like fucking 4 feet away from me.
Yeah.
And it's like I had this knife on me, and then, like I remember grabbing it, and
mind you, the Revenant had not come out yet.
No. And I'm just like, this is either where I die.
Yeah. Because not for
I
nothing,
think that's
like,
most
it was
probably
only
what
a
was
black
going to
bear,
happen.
But only a black bear is hyper lethal to a human being.
And he's just like fucking chilling, going through the campsite.
Yeah.
And I'm like fucking trying to put my pupils of my eyes into the farthest corner of my eyeball.
I'll put it to you this way, and actually, I don't know if we've ever had this conversation.
I don't know.
I'll
It's a
put
long
this
time
out
ago.
there to you. I've thought about this in this context because, like, I was conscious for a portion of that. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like you're either out in the open, where the animal, the predator, essentially. Right. So it could be a horror movie where it's Jason, or it could just be a fucking black bear. Whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just out here, and you're just like out there in the open. So you've got full range of movement if you need it.
Yep.
And you also see the attacker. Right?
Yeah.
That's its own type of fear.
Right.
On the flip side, I was in a tent with my lady at the time.
Yeah.
And like all that you hear is the noises.
Yep.
It's clearly a bear. And you don't know what now in that case, you don't know the size of the bear. You have no visual. You just hear noises and they all sound the same when you don't know shit about bears, you know? And all that you see is like little silhouettes going by. So for me it's like maybe like Jason or a bear bursts in through the side of this tent. And now I'm like wrapped up in a tent. I'm all fucked up, like I don't know what I'm doing. And I just die in this like awkward way. Or I could be like out there where it's like it's terrifying in a different way. And I've spent an unnecessary amount of time thinking about this reality. And I don't know which one I prefer.
The whole next day. So like the bear moved on. Great.
Yeah. We were not made of berries.
No, I didn't sleep the rest of that night. So I'm fucking shot. We get up, we fry up some corn muffins and fucking butter and shit. Everybody has a good breakfast. Then we stop at a fucking diner on the way out of there, have like proper breakfast. Now,
It's like the fucking Lord of the Rings. We
Yeah,
had
no, it
breakfast,
is.
then we had second breakfast.
and the only person that could speak to it, and he's not here, is Frank, because Frank was with me in the truck.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I was so exhausted that I nodded off at the wheel.
Oh, nice.
And Frank had to do that, like, reach across, grab thing, because I was in the gully on the side of, like, whatever. It was, like, 22.
That's the perfect time to do the action movie thing, and your foot just becomes like 57 pounds.
All of a sudden, yeah.
No, it was, like, literally one of those things where it's, like, I had the heat on, and, like...
Oh, that'll put
You
you
were
right to
drinking a
bed.
glass of warm cream to stay awake.
Had the lullaby radio station on.
I had a nice little snifter of sherry. We're just driving along 22.
So fucked up from the night before. Just had a big breakfast at some no-name diner on the
That's
side.
no way to operate a vehicle.
No. And then we're driving down some 20-something highway in fucking North fucking West Jersey.
All the billboards were people sleeping
and it's one of those
soundly.
things, like, the heat's on, the heat's
over
on
now.
blasting, like, right in my face, and I'm like, I knew. I'm like, I'm going away. I'm going away. And it's like, I should have just shut the heat off and put the fucking window down.
Yeah, but I mean, you're already half asleep at that point.
And I'm just like...
That's like when I'm in bed at like 8:45 and
know
I know I
I gotta
gotta
pee.
leave at 9 and I need to take a shower. And it's just like, no, I got this. I'm just gonna like doze out like 5 more minutes.
I remember this thing because, like, Frank had to pull the wheel because, like, we went down into, like, the gully. And, like, he pulled it, and, like, immediately, it's like one of those things where you snap awake and you, like, slam on the brakes.
Oh,
and stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And it's like, and I just look at him like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that.
And,
That's the most thrill you've had in your life in a
I just put
minute.
the windows down, and I'm like, we're driving in the cold now.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
Honestly, that's how you should have been driving.
No, 100%.
Well, I mean, hindsight's 2020, Moses.
Yeah.
You know?
It's still not the worst thing I ever done, but
Yeah.
as far as, like, Frank goes, yeah.
That makes me want to go camping again. Not that
We
I
haven't gone camping in a long time.
I haven't been camping.
Like, proper
since then.
camping,
Yeah, proper camping. I want to run into a bear.
We
Not
should.
really, but you know.
No.
You're 10 times worse now than you were back then.
No, I mean, now I wouldn't care. I drink enough.
And the cost of corn muffins at Costco now? Jesus.
Oh my God! Yeah, absolutely. It's so funny though.
We ain't having eggs in the morning.
I remember the feeling. It was almost like when you showed up with that shit, and I don't want to like toot your horn too much.
Whatever.
But it was like everyone there. It was. We were out there for less than 24 hours.
Right,
And it was a life and death struggle. There was no reason for it to be this way.
in the
Frank
sense-
and I were like ready to kill each other. The girls were like thinking about like who they were gonna eat first.
When I showed up, it was like literally like you guys hobbled out of the tents.
Oh yeah.
Like you were like the fucking football team in the Andes.
Yeah. It was along those lines. Yeah.
I'm just like, and truly, the only thing I'm really truly amazed about is that I actually found where you guys were.
Yeah, God bless you. Yeah. And you showed up prepared and what have you.
Yeah.
I had only done like bullshit camping before, never in that type of weather.
Yeah.
And it was just like I said, it was just like a weird cold spell like that.
It was super cold.
Yeah.
That was the thing. It was just so weirdly cold.
That's how it goes
yeah.
sometimes.
No, I distinctly remember because I think it was 14 degrees.
Yeah, it was a fucking cold
It
spell.
sticks in my fucking
And
mind.
now it's like we've had like a couple of cold spells since then. So it was 10 degrees out on Saturday.
Yes.
And I was out hiking in that, and I was just thinking to myself, I was like, this is fucking bitter cold.
Yeah,
At the same time, if you keep moving,
No, 100%. That's what you got to keep active.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. You posted a picture of a bunch of people. Where'd you guys end up going hiking?
Oh, it was we were out near Bamber Lake.
Oh,
when I
Bamber,
first showed
okay.
up for the hike, I did not realize it was going to be the entire fire department and all of EMS. And
Well,
then
that's what I was like.
everybody who works
These
for the
look
town.
like people that are like very well equipped.
Yeah, at least you were with people
I
that
had
like.
no idea. So when I was invited, right,
Yeah.
it was by Adam.
Oh, okay,
And,
gotcha.
and I was like, cool. And he might have told me, and I just don't remember. But
Right,
either
right.
way, when I showed up and there was like 50 people there, mind you, like he said to me, so this is what happened. He said to me, you guys know that I like to drink liquor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big beer drinker. So he said to me, he was like, awesome, I'm glad that you're going. He's like, just so you know, don't bring bottles.
Okay.
Bring your beer like in cans. Now, I
Oh,
didn't
right.
think to myself, Adam only drinks beer.
Right.
So maybe this is not actually a hint to me.
Right.
So I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't bring liquor.
Gotcha.
So I packed in, like, also comically, I brought glass bottles.
Yeah.
I went out to this fridge and I was like, you motherfuckers.
Right,
And so anyways, I grabbed a couple of bottles. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll just bring them out with me.
Right,
no big deal.
right.
And so I get there at, it was supposed to be 8 that we were meeting.
Yeah.
This was the coldest day of the year so far.
Yeah.
So it was 10 degrees when I left, something like that.
Yeah.
And I get out there. a little early, maybe 7:45, and I see all these people that I don't know. And it's like some of them like I've met before, but I don't remember everybody's faces.
Right.
Either way, they're absolutely halfway done with an eighth at 7:45. And I'm like, fuck, I'm so underpacked.
Yeah.
And then we end up like getting out to the spot.
Right.
They stop every couple of minutes to go and like have some drinks and what have you. And like, don't you know, I'm not
That's so
knocking
much
that, like-
weight if they're just bringing beer with.
Well, that's why I thought that the bottle thing was about glass, and I was like, I'm bringing it out with me, no big deal.
Right.
The bottle thing, they were like, you don't want to be carrying glass.
It's
when you're done
heavier, but,
drinking,
like,
'cause
you don't
you're
wanna-
getting more and more tired.
You don't want to carry a 30-pack around with you when you're fucking going hiking.
Oh no, they were.
Like, that seems like, why not bring a like alcohol, like a liquor?
The amount
'Cause
of alcohol that was carried by these folks, and I say this in like this is me being I have admiration for
Right.
them.
Right.
It was shocking.
Yeah.
They were carrying, because most of them are beer drinkers. So
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
had
yeah.
each person carrying 30 to 60
Oh yeah.
beers.
Yeah.
Because like I'm a beer drinker, but if for something like that, yeah, I'm gonna carry a fifth.
Right.
And
Oh, yeah.
and just nurse it the
One
whole
of
fucking
one
time.
of the younger
'cause-
people on the trail, because it was multi-generational. They've been
Yeah.
doing this walk for 40 years, which I
No
didn't know either.
shit.
Yeah,
That's
40
cool.
years they've been doing
That's
it.
cool.
But one of them was so good as to like share a little bit of that liquor with them.
Right.
Because it's like that's the other thing. It's like they were stopping and they were cold, but
Right.
like they were stopping and they were feeling drunk cold.
Yes.
Whereas
Oh,
I was
God.
stopping and feeling
It's a
like
very different
sober
thing.
cold.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
You know, at this point in my life, 6 beers doesn't do it for me. So, you know,
No.
that's how that.
It's like,
went.
6-pack. Oh, great.
Yeah.
What are we doing next?
It was a damn good time. And I'll tell you this, because they've been doing it for 40 years, they go out there, the old timers, right?
Yeah.
They go out there and they plan it all out beforehand and they
Right.
mark it off.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
they mark off like some of that trail is real trail. Like you're actually
Yeah,
like you're really
proper.
Like, it's not good for an amateur. I'll put it
No,
that way.
yeah.
It's sometimes difficult walking. You really are you're cutting through brush.
Yeah, it's closer you're gonna get to bushwhacking in New Jersey.
Exactly. Yeah. And there were parts of it where it was like almost legit bushwhacking.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
But no, I had a great time. But yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
I was the soberest person there, which is terribly ironic. Terribly ironic.
I didn't know you did that.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, it's the soberest I've been in years.
I saw like a picture you took of some of the people that were there, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I remember seeing it literally like that morning when you posted it. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that's a fucking hike, man.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know
no.
what's going on, but just looking at the people, and
Yeah, I
now
just
that I
picture-
know that was just beer in their packs.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
just figured they were all at them. and it was like through pizza. It was like
funny,
just
too, 'cause
seeing
it's
multiples.
like, because they're all like they're you know, like for the most part, like everybody's chill, but I also like, you know, there's 50 people. You break
yeah,
up into
yeah,
groups, and different people get into different conversations.
Yeah, yeah.
Some of them are very political.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
some
yeah.
people have like real serious
Yep,
conversations.
yep.
You know, so I found myself on a couple of parts of this trail where I'm just chilling with whoever I found myself with, and they were trying to have a conversation, and there were parts where it was like, listen, I was like, they're not talking to me.
right.
For me, the third person there.
got darky
I was
standing
the
behind
third
us.
person, yeah. And they're just like, oh yeah, I know what you mean.
brought
And it's
this
like
guy?
I was working over in Jersey City the other day, and this fucking Nick, this Democrat,
At least they had the cordiality
That's actually not. That's not my joke. That's
Yeah.
a real life thing.
Yeah.
And I just didn't say anything
Yeah.
because it's like, you know, whatever. Like you guys do you. You know, I'm a guest, so that's cool. But but that was a big thing. And also,
Yeah.
I never heard Democrat used as like a euphemism
Yeah.
for the various different pejoratives towards black people. But yeah,
Yeah,
I learned something new.
And there's so many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. We live in interesting times.
Oh yeah, it was a nice hike though. I want to go back out into the cold a little bit like that. That said, next time I will bring the whole handle of whiskey.
Yes. Oh no, 100%.
That would've done
100%. No, I mean that's cool. I was actually quite jealous when I saw that day. I was like, oh, because that's that shit I remember from being like I don't support the Boy Scouts, but I was a Boy Scout, and that's like the shit that I loved about it, like
Yeah.
doing those
No,
long
it was
hikes
great.
in the
and
cold.
honestly, yeah, it was a fantastic time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's those little things, you know, I'm getting
Yeah.
the highlight, but for the most part, it was like, it was
Right.
very chill. Like, it was good old fashioned, you know, everybody's wearing camo, redneck hiking.
Yeah.
And the plus side to it is that since everybody was a member of the EMS and the fire department,
Oh, right.
if something happened.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
with the right people.
You were well taken
Yeah,
care of.
absolutely. Yeah, they're going to hook you up.
So yeah, as far as I gotta say, like, if you got kids, take them camping, take them hiking. It's good.
I second that. And on the note of the outdoors,
Yeah.
the other day I was discussing what I think is a brilliant business model that has not really been expanded upon yet by anybody. And if anybody's heard of this, please.
Okay.
You've heard of you picket farms, right?
Yes.
Just like in general.
Yes.
You know, farm, they grow blueberries, apples,
You
whatever.
come in, you pay.
roll up, you go and get it, right?
Yeah.
You guys have also heard of women having sex with themselves with like a cucumber or zucchini, using a fruit of the right shape.
I've seen it once or twice.
Sex toy, absolutely. We've all been there.
Yeah.
So it's a you fuck it farm.
Okay.
All right.
You grow the fruit, the produce, whatever it may be. You grow it, and your goal, you know,
And it's all phallic produce.
It's all, well, not just phallic, right? You never thought about having sex with a pumpkin, friend?
Well, I guess that would be more in a male
Now you're
perspective.
thinking about it, right? Yeah.
Get gourd.
Like a cassava melon.
A cassava melon,
melon.
exactly, yeah. Like, because one of the things thrown out there was watermelon.
Yeah.
And my opinion was it's a little too juicy, you know? I'm not looking-
Yeah.
You know, like a squirter?
Bottom line, I mean, but that's just it. Different strokes for different folks.
yeah.
Bottom line is that it's a you fuck it farm. right?
Okay.
So you roll up, and the same way as they, you know, like low key, you know, you breed plants, you
Yeah.
genetically engineer plants, you make them what you want them to be for consumption. We're making them that way. We're going to get the world's top scientists, right?
Yeah.
And we're engineering them to be perfectly fuckable. For
You know,
both genders.
what's
Maybe
You know
in
what?
between.
Fuck it. Count me in for 20 acres.
There you go.
What's
Yeah.
ridiculous about this is we could easily do this.
Yeah.
Well, we can't cure fucking diseases.
We're not trying to cure disease.
I know,
We're
I know,
trying
but
to fuck
Jesus
fruit.
Christ.
Yeah.
So can you get on this page?
Yeah, I could get down with the fruit end of it because the cassava melon is the
Perfectly
perfect.
fuckable.
And you
the
can just
perfect.
recycle it down to the lower class
Comfort,
people.
yeah.
Yeah. Or
it's
honestly,
already-
I think the rich might be like this
Yeah,
is a better
they got
use
the
of their
mind.
time than
That's
Well,
fucking
bulky
children.
market.
Yeah.
You can.
And any unfucked fruit goes to the farmer's market.
oh my God.
Oh, you could
We're
sell
giving
yeah.
back.
You could
We're
sell
giving
it
back.
You
Yeah.
could sell it to
That
like the
ugly
pig
fruit
farms and shit.
concept. Yes, exactly
But that's
right.
where I got into the nitty gritty of it. So the idea, nobody steal this. The
no,
idea
no.
is solid.
No,
right?
no one's listening.
It's already patented, motherfucker.
It's a you know you fuck it farms, right?
Yep. You fucking farms. I love it.
And then you got to figure out the nuance of the fruit. Now, you're throwing cassava melon out there, and I know why, and that's fine, and I'm into that. But then we got down into the, do you want seeds in there? And I got into a debate with somebody the other day. Do you want the seeds?
I mean, some might, some might not.
Now, this was a female I was arguing with. They were saying you don't want the seeds in there. And I was thinking to myself, as a guy, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. I've never fucked a fruit.
Sometimes
so
there's
maybe
some
I
textural
want the
difference.
Maybe I want the seeds. I don't know.
Might be nice.
Yeah. it might
Yeah, it's
be
like
nice.
a
Because
rib.
it's in there with the flesh of the fruit.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're grating it.
Right, right.
You know? But I think that there's a market there. I think that there's something that could be done with it.
Sadly, there is. Yeah. Yeah, there is a market there probably.
You say sadly only to shield yourself from the inevitable conclusion that you are the first customer.
I don't know. I'm thinking about
It's
doing
just you with like a
OnlyFans
fake
on my feet.
mustache over your real mustache.
It's layered actually. It's like how the Earth is. You got the mantle and the crust and the.
Oh wow, we're going
yeah.
back to.
Wow.
Even a market for post-fucked fruit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody might, yes.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, people
You know, I
buy
didn't
like
think of that.
used underwear.
Vice
And
president.
you can like bifurcate that. You either want to sniff or you want to taste.
Boom. There it
Yeah.
is.
Oh, you could sell the sniff like easy.
Here's
Oh,
a post-fucked
100%.
stir fry.
Yeah. I think there's money in it, though.
Yeah.
Bottom line. And the thing is that when it comes to selling fruit, you're talking about pennies on the dollar.
Oh, 100%.
When you're selling sex toys,
Yeah.
the markup on that shit is
Significantly
insane.
higher.
Women spend hundreds, and if you're the type of dude who's buying a flashlight or something, I feel like you're also dropping hundreds.
Why not get
I know
a
it's not
gourd?
cheap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not get a gourd?
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And also, it's going to rot eventually, and that's the perfect time to swap it out.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So you're putting in that
Return
build-
market.
So yeah,
return
it's a
customer.
consumable. It's still a consumable.
So you can also bring in people so they can grow their own fuckable fruit.
I like that. I'm not going to say no
I
to
mean,
it.
at a higher premium,
Yeah,
of course.
exactly. Yeah.
Another, we have to have the land.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you corner off a little bit of land, and that's their little
But there
area.
are the very much the DIY types.
Yeah.
And you can
all
have parties,
echelons of
host
monetary.
team building exercises.
Now
and shit.
you can grow your fruit and fuck it too.
And then at the end of the season, you have your big old fuck party.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that takes it to a new level. But
Yeah,
fair enough.
produce orgy.
A produce orgy. Honestly, this conversation's included about 5 band names.
Yeah.
But I'm just not
Yeah, I
fast
know,
enough
I know.
on myself.
Well, we don't know how to make music, so.
yeah. Oh, Colin.
Well, yeah, Colin does.
I'm a bad drummer, and he's a bad guitarist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. Then. We have half a band. We have a quarter of a
I do karaoke, I guess.
So he's played saxophone.
Oh, I used to play saxophone, yeah. I don't know if I could do that anymore, but I'm willing to give it a shot.
Well,
I still have my embouchure. I could probably do some.
on the note
crap.
of fucking fruit and saxophones, Dan.
What else do you got for us?
Is it time for us to stop talking, or are we continuing?
Why
on?
was that a lead into me?
Why wouldn't it be?
You know I've never played a saxophone in my life.
Well, I could teach you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to contribute to Fuck It Farms or You Fuck It Farms,
Please do. We need the funding.
you can start by subscribing to this podcast, Loud and Drunk. Follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And for Moses, closing thoughts?
Stay tuned for a spin-off of just wrestling banter between me and Dan.
Justin?
Do what you want to do. Just live your fucking life. Fuck Valentine's Day and go fuck a gourd.
Nice.
And Alfonso Soriano Howard University.
Well, that's
The
Howard.
third.
Thank you for remembering. It's only been an hour that we've known each other. That said, I hope that everyone out there finds a fruit that they can love, a fruit that they can put their penis inside of, or maybe a fruit that they can put inside of them. And I hope that the love is there, the romance is there, and remember to keep that communication alive. That's really very important in
That's
any
really what it's about.
relationship between two people, you and your pet, you and your friends, or you and
I was
your
just thinking,
fruit.
like, with that fucking farms, you could girls could like practice pegging and shit too.
Yeah, you're ruining this.
Hey, you're going too far. Dan, take us out. Finally.
So, with all of that, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, don't be quiet and sober, be loud and drunk.
Be drunk.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Woo!